Hello friends, we're going to start with a little cold start test drive for maybe about 10-15 minutes in this 1971 Volvo 1800E. Yes, we all call them the P1800s just to make our lives easier, but P1800 was the first, and then it was like 1800S, and then it went to 1800E and ES, which is this car, fuel injected, and the ES is the hatchback style. All right, let's do some first impressions of it, and then we'll go ahead and take her out for a drive. Yes, it has been repainted about 20 to 25 years ago, something like that. It is a customer car, and their stuff is in it. I just put some jackets down over so we won't show everything, but here's that cool interior. Love these gauges so much. Unfortunately, go ahead and open the hood because I noticed one of the latches is undone on that side. Coolest thing about these is you can just get in and go. Fuel injection runs really well. Let's hope it catches on all latches now. Go ahead and roll this up because those bins are going to be really loud. There's our brake light for the parking brake. Very nice. The spring that holds the seatbelt down in place isn't working, but if you just push it there, it doesn't pop up on its own. So I feel somewhat safe. You heard that thump, that is the downshift back to first gear. Sometimes it does it, especially when going down to first. But she seems to be pretty cranky. Go into third. This is the first 1800 that I've actually driven for a while, and my very first impression was how low the seating position is. The temperature gauge is faulty at this time. It's reading that it's overheating, but we're not. Thermostat opens and everything's right about 182 to 190 inside. I don't have a lot of passing power here. Getting on the highway in a minute. I think the heater valve is open. It is toasty in here. Let's try that. don't mind the Cluck Deluxe. Push button starter was added here because when it's hot, for whatever reason, it doesn't want to crank at the starter using this key. It's reading 140,000 miles on the odometer. Odometer and tachometer and speedometer are all working. Oil temperature only goes up a little bit, but it's oftentimes just sitting down below, so I'm not sure what's going on there. And fuel tank gauge seems to work okay. Oil pressure is right at the middle, which is just below, can't tell exactly, 70? Have to stab the brake there, so at least they work pretty well. May not be that interesting to watch stop and go traffic. We will skip ahead to when we can exit. Always really enjoyed cars that have a low center of gravity, equal weight distribution, kind of that roadster feel. This is not really a compelling sports car, but it has been for many years an affordable option to like a high-priced Italian, Lancia, Maserati, of course Ferrari, Bugatti. And it's really cool to see that Volvo could put the reliability of their pushrod engines, the B18 and the B20, into a nice, low, sleek roadster style. I don't know if this probably doesn't qualify as a roadster. It's probably just a sports coupe. But it's nice. I really like low cars, low center of gravity, feeling like you are right between all the wheels. The suspension on this is markedly similar to a 122. I think the spring rates are different, and of course your seating position. I can't say enough about that. We've got all disc brakes. The 122s were drum in the rear. And the interesting thing is, while the value of this car is so much higher than all the other models that Volvo has from the 60s, it's really no more complicated to work on. So I feel like I could adjust easily to owning one. Oh, and I should really like to. Everything's very well worn. The seats are saggy a little bit, but just enough so that my head's not too high up into the sagging headliner. And they take bumps really well. I'm quite impressed with this. It's still only a front sway bar, no rear. The speedometer reads 10 miles slow, but we've got about 4,000 miles on an engine rebuild. I've done a lot of work on this car recently, like the parking brake cable. I've done the freeze plugs, the manifold gaskets. But the fuel injection has been running pretty much without any fuss or much demand for the last 35 years. I wish I had a more scenic drive to offer you, but this is just a commute to take the car back home, and I didn't want to miss the opportunity. The big 3-spoke wheel is nice for leverage. It's not too large, but it does help, especially when you're at low or no speed, to turn the steering, because there is no power steering or power assist on this. While it reads 60 miles an hour right now, we're probably only going about 48, 49. It looks like we're about to line up behind another Volvo here. Yep. The engine and transmission setup used in these 1800s is very much the same like all the other Volvo lineup. They kind of kept it simple. They've got a B18 or a B20. You got your choice of a 4-speed M40. If you add overdrive, the early cars had a D-type, Laycock to Normanville. Later cars had a J-type. And for 1970, I think, there was also a M410, which is the same transmission used. Oh, yikes. We're so impatient out here. The M410 transmission. Oh, come on now. The M400 and the M410 transmissions were the 4-speed and 4-speed overdrive for the larger engines, but they also used them for 1 year, I think, in this car. And we're back. There's Ivy. Okay, go ahead and put it in park. Hi, doggo. Open the hood. Always a good clean shut off. Hi, doggo. Hi, buddy. What's up, Wyatt? Let's just double check our temperature here. Ooh, smells like she's getting warm, but she's not boiling over. Really, 164, 159, front of the head. 258, 270, 268. Is this right? You got a lot of pressure. Top of the radiator says 183, 194. And that's our drive video. Thanks very much for watching.